Hi, I'm Phoebe Parsons. I am a machine learning engineer with the AI at T-Mobile team, here to talk to you about chatbot success in a no bots, no BS company. I really enjoy building chatbots because I came to T-Mobile and to the technology on the whole through a linguistics degree. So I really love languages and I really love technology. And I really love the challenge that building chatbots presents both from a linguistic as well as a technology perspective.
And hey, I'm Lindsay McCarthy. I'm a senior technology product manager on the social and AI team. I've always gravitated towards cutting edge technology, especially around user experiences. And so my joy is to create and design new systems. So Phoebe's going to tell you a little bit about our team structure.
We are part of the Product and Technology organization. And so, product and technology is a team of technical people and product people all working together to build products and features and deliver amazing experiences to our customers. As a technology team, we believe in the idea of we build it, we own it. So, we really take pride in the fact that from the inception of the idea of a product all the way through the building and through its actual operational life cycle, it's all owned by our team and we take pride in it every step of the way. So within product and technology, we are part of the Connected Customer organization. And so Connected Customer means that we own all the pieces that if a customer wants to talk to a T-Mobile Care representative or a T-Mobile virtual sales agent, we allow them to do that. So if a customer wants to DM us through one of the social channels or hit us up through iMessage or any of the chat portals that we have on our website or app, we own all those channels, as well as when a customer calls in on the actual telephone and talks to the interactive voice response system or IVR, we also own that. And so then within the Connected Customer organization, there's the AI at T-Mobile team, which is a really amazing team that started about 2.5 years ago when our leaders pitched the idea in a T-Mobile internal Shark Tank to just do some AI, and we won and got seed money, and it kicked off the whole AI at T-Mobile team. And so now, about 2.5 years later, we are a team of engineers, data scientists, all the pieces you need to actually deliver AI at scale. And we focus on how can we use customer conversations in real time to drive insights for the agents. So if a customer comes in and says, pay your bill, how can we give the agent more tools and more information around the customer and their intent and all the information that will make that experience better for the agent and better for the customer?
Cool. So today we're going to tell you a story about how T-Mobile used a simple bot to discover some great efficiencies and also gather learnings for our next generation of automation. Back in 2018, our CEO, John Ledger, announced an Uncarrier move, which basically said, no bots, no BS. Our Uncarrier moves, if you're not familiar with T-Mobile, are intended to set T-Mobile apart from other carriers by focusing on things that our customers want. So we really want to provide them the best services and the best technology that we can and focus on their success and their joy with our company. So this Uncarrier move basically was kill the IVR, but it was to treat our customers like rock stars so that we remove any kind of technology between them and our customer care. So they can call in and immediately talk to somebody and not get confused or lost in some kind of phone tree somewhere. So again, this was announced back in 2018. It was introducing our team of experts. So a little bit about our team of experts. It's a customer-centric concept so that if you are a customer of T-Mobile and you need help with your service, you go to the same team every single time. And that team is located locally within your region so that they understand the specific problems that you might be experiencing in your region. They're all local people. And the goal is to not have to transfer you anywhere else. So they are armed with all the tools that they need to serve our customers from the beginning to the end. So you can see here that you can call or message and then get to this same team every single time. Now, when you call in, we actually do offer some self-service options, but you have to self-select in. It's not putting you between there's no technology between you and getting to a person. But because of this Uncarrier move, it did put intense scrutiny on bots that are introduced anywhere. Our messaging team, we do use technology to transfer and welcome people into the channel. And so we have to think through those very carefully due to this Uncarrier move. So before the Uncarrier move was announced, this little bot was deployed in 2017 in Facebook, and it was an experimental bot that was launched by marketing, and it really just had a couple really simple experiences. Basically, the overall goal was to drive people to get to virtual retail. But if a prospect out on Facebook saw an ad, they would click down into Facebook Messenger, and then they were able to interact with these little actions of, do you want to learn more about T-Mobile? Do you want to learn more about the deal? Do you want to learn about our stores? There was a couple basic, easy functionality, but the goal again was to get somebody to chat with an expert, which you could do at any step. Another intent was really easing the transition between an ad and a human. And so it allows people to kind of self-select in. So there's plenty of people that will click on ads just because they're curious, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have an intention to take action. So this bot kind of filtered some of those out, which led to a little bit of a higher quality lead that actually got to a VR agent. This bot actually ended up slipping through the cracks with the 2018 announcement because it was really targeted at prospects and not customers. So it didn't go against that Uncarrier move. In 2019, my team, which it was the summer of last year, my team, Connected Customer, inherited the bot. And so we continued to run it as a pilot just to gather learnings from it. We found that it was delivering value, but it definitely needed some work.
In order to help you better understand the experience that a prospect has when they interact with the bot, we've come up with the persona of Emily to step us through the experience. Emily is a 25-year-old and is not currently a T-Mobile customer. She has an iPhone, but it's a couple iPhones old, or maybe she's looking to upgrade to a more recent version. She's also ready to get off her family plan. She's ready to be independent and pay her own cell phone bill and have her own benefits with it. And like a lot of 20-somethings, she uses Facebook to engage with brands. And so one day, Emily is just scrolling through Facebook and she sees a T-Mobile ad and she says, maybe that's interesting. And she goes ahead and she clicks on it. And so when she clicks on it, we pop her over to the Facebook Messenger experience. And this is something that she would see. She would see a short message just saying, hey, I'm a bot, setting expectations with her for what she can engage with us in, as well as just a little bit more details around the ad she clicked in on. Right off the bat, we do always offer the option of chatting with an expert to get them to a human to further fulfill that Uncarrier promise of no bots, no BS. However, she also has the option to engage with the chatbot and just explore the deal a little bit, which is what most of our users do. Most of our users go ahead and click on the Get the Details button. And when they click on this Get the Details button, we give them details. We give them lots of details. We give them lots of legal and further information about the ad they clicked in on. So at this point, the customers can read it and sort of decide, is this something they're still interested in? Is this something they feel like qualify for? And either engage with us or not. We do see a lot of dropout here. We see about 33% of our users just say, you know what, this isn't for me, and leave the experience. However, about 24% of the users at this point say, you know what, I'm still interested. I still want to pursue this. And they go ahead and click the Get This Deal button. And so once that happens, we go ahead and really push them towards a human. Anecdotally, we found that customers really, or prospects, really enjoyed having that final human touch. It was a way of reassuring them, changing your carrier and buying a new phone are both big investments in terms of time and money. And so having a human to say, you're making a good decision, T-Mobile's a great carrier, you're choosing a great phone, were really important for the experience perspective. And so about 63% of people at this point go ahead and chat with an expert and figure out if this is something they want and potentially choose to switch over. As Lindsay mentioned earlier, last summer, the Connected Customer team inherited this technology from the marketing organization that chose to stand up this experience. And so when you inherit technology, you're quite excited initially. You can see what it can do. We've heard all these great things about how it performs in the Facebook channel. And so we were very excited to start opening up the box and seeing what we got. When we opened it up, the first thing we found was that we had this graphical user interface that was used to actually build the experience. It was beautiful. You could see exactly how it looked in Facebook, but it was all drag and drop and very GUI. There was no source control, there was no rollback functionality, there was none of that we would really expect from a technology organization to just have. And so we're like, you know what, that's not exactly what we want, but we can make it work. We can work with a GUI, we're smart people. And so we kept opening up the bots, and then we discovered that there was actually some code there, but it was a whole bunch of code written by a third party that the marketing team had worked with to build the product. And it wasn't bad code, it was well-written code. It just wasn't the sort of code that would have been written if the technology team had been involved from the get-go. It wasn't in our preferred language, it wasn't following our architectural practices. So it was fine, it just wasn't exactly what we would have wanted, and it would have been quite an effort to maintain or convert it to how we would want it to be. And then we kept digging and we discovered that there was quite a hefty price tag to run this experience month over month. This is something that we weren't prepared to discover that was part of the bot. And it actually sort of really made us ask the question of, should we keep the bot or should we kill the bot?
Yeah, so we completed the pilot and definitely found some areas that were problematic, as Phoebe was just talking through technically. From a business perspective, there was additional issues. Number one, targeting in Facebook can definitely lead to some bad leads. So there's plenty of people that are just playing around in Facebook and might not be actually serious about making a purchase. There was multiple times where we found a 12-year-old that had their mom's phone that was just clicking through and playing around with the bot, and then plenty of bad language and all kinds of interesting examples of not quality leads, which could be inherently something that's going to happen in Facebook as people just are there to interact with everything going on there. But in terms of it being a business, that definitely led to some problems. So some of the learnings that we had is, number one, be really, really specific about the people that you're targeting that you want to get into your funnel. Now, if some 12-year-old has their mom's phone, obviously there's no way that we can work around that. But certainly Facebook has good ways of targeting. And so really know who your customer is and target to them appropriately. The other thing is, there wasn't really a good way to measure ROI before this was launched. And so for marketing, this was a great tool because the cost per credit application was very efficient and low. And so they heralded this channel as a great channel for prospecting. However, because of the quality of leads and the people that came into VR, VR is our virtual retail team. The sales side was saying, hey, we're not really getting sales out of this. In fact, these are really low quality leads. And so this isn't actually a profitable channel. So there was this tension between marketing and VR and what was good and what wasn't. And that wasn't agreed on before the channel was launched. And then finally, just setting it up for future success, talking to your technology team before you stand something up and getting their perspective. Marketing did this way outside of Connected Customer. We weren't aware of it until we took it over last year. But, having technology at the table while you're making decisions is going to make a huge impact on whether it's going to be a sustainable product or not. Where do we go from here? Basically, media and articles and everything is suggesting that bot use will continue to grow, and companies are looking to invest in bots forward. There's definitely statistics out there showing that consumers do accept bots. So, one of the use cases is wanting 24-hour service, having questions and needing to do simple tasks. Having a chatbot there available while humans are sleeping is a huge benefit to our consumers. Also giving people the ability to skip the line for simple answers. So, if they're waiting in line and there's a bot there that's able to take care of them, and they can solve their problem before they get to a human, that's great for the care reps because they don't have as high as volume. It's great for consumers because the consumers that actually need human help can have more time and they're not as rushed. So it helps for everybody. What's really encouraging is that consumers more and more are willing to actually use bots to purchase things, and they don't necessarily feel that a human has to be involved in that. So we're taking a look at that too. For T-Mobile, we're going to continue to evolve. We're definitely thinking how we marry automation and our AI capabilities with humans and how to get those two working together. For T-Mobile, since 2018 Uncarrier move, our perceptions internally here have certainly matured, and leadership understands that consumers want more control in some places. So, what we're looking at doing is giving the option of self service automated assistance so that people can opt in for self service where they want it. So, the concept is kind of going back to these little bots, little actions of if you just have to make a payment, you don't necessarily need a human for that. You can use an automated tool to take care of that for you. We're also looking to build in house. The COVID response has certainly highlighted our need for more automation. At times, our messaging queues had over 20,000 people waiting in line to chat with an expert. So, we're looking at our highest traffic use cases and actively building simple bots, mostly around payments, so that people can just take care of those without having to actually wait in line to talk to somebody. So, we do have funding in place and are currently building automation this year. But we have not forgotten about our prospects because that's where this all started. Long term, we want to find ways to make it easier to switch to T Mobile. Our internal research has shown, and probably should be no surprise to anybody, that people think it's really hard to switch carriers, and it really shouldn't be that hard. It should be as easy as just choosing a cable plan or going and buying flowers. It should be a simple thing instead of this really complicated switch. And so we want to look at how to make that easier for people. But there's lots of use cases where bots can be implemented, whether it's, just simple FAQs or bots in HR or, the options are endless. And so definitely we're looking at other places to make interactions that can be automated easier for people. So next year, hopefully we'll all be able to be together for this conference and hopefully we can let you know how it goes. Normally, we would be taking questions live. Because of the way that the conference is structured this year, we can't do that, but please feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to field your questions. So thanks for your time.
Thank you.